It's probably not good for you. Welcome back to Whisky Whims with me, Stuart. You can probably see the mic just in the camera. I'm trying to get it closer. The cable's quite small. I think I need to get a bigger cable just so that the audio's a bit better, so it picks me up better. Hopefully that works. Anyway, today we've got Glenfarclas, 21-year-old. I don't know why I said it like that, Glenfarclas. That just reminds me of Lord Farquhar from Shrek. Glenfarclas, 21-year-old, bottled for the Quaich whiskey bar, which I believe is a whiskey bar in fact, no, the world famous, I've mentioned this before thinking it was an Inverness bar, but it's actually Craigellachie Hotel. They've got a bar in there called the Quaich, which made sense because I was looking it up, trying to see if I could find the original RRP, and I seen that Craigellachie were selling it for, or Craigellachie, I don't know how people pronounce it, Craigellachie, I don't know, whatever. They were selling it, but I couldn't find the price because it was like by appointment only. So this is 48.8% ABV. I picked it up off the auction for £90. That was including the hammer price and all that. And I picked this up from the Scotch Whisky auctions in Glasgow, so I didn't pay any shipping. So it was £90 in total. Like I said, 48.8% ABV, non-chill filtered, no added colour in it, as I believe, or I'm led to believe. What else is there to say? Yeah, the 21-year-old itself that Glenfarclas brings out, the normal one in their core range, I'm pretty sure that's 43%. I'm not sure if it's 46 now, but last time I checked, I'm sure it was 43%. So this will be interesting to see what this is like at 48.8. I wanted to buy more Glenfarclas, and I have started buying more. I bought this, and just recently I bought a family cask. After we had a tasting with Callum and the team up at Glenfarclas Distillery, I've been wanting to buy a family cask since then. Yeah, so I suppose that's what that tasting led to. We'll get down to the nose, the palate, the finish, and see if this is a Whisky Win or a Whisky Bin. Yeah, it's dried apricot straight away. It's definitely, I mean, you can tell it's heavily sherried, but it's lovely. I'm not the biggest fan of sherry all the time. I do enjoy a sherry from time to time, and I don't like it when it's extremely heavily sherried. Sometimes I do, but sometimes the distillery kind of gets drowned out by the sherry. I think there's distillery characteristics here, and the characteristic that I seem to get, and I've had it with a few Glenfarclas, and Callum, when I was there, trying one of the family casks, whether he was just trying to make me feel better or blowing smoke up me, he said that I was correct. I get mint in a lot of Glenfarclas, and I feel like it's quite a distinctive mint scent. So whether he was just agreeing with me for the sake of it to make me feel better, or whether he was actually saying it does smell like mint, I don't know, but I get a little bit of minty in this in the nose, but more in the palate with Glenfarclas. So it'll be interesting to see if that's there. There's a little bit of a kind of dark rum element to it on the nose. Yeah, there's definitely cinnamon. There's, I want to say there's like prunes, and it's not actually like, it's not sickly sweet. It's just the right balance, and it's really good. It's beautiful. I'm really enjoying this. I could smell this. Yeah, I just think it's a great nose. Yeah, we're going to get to the palate. I've maybe not given a lot away with the nose, but it's quite warm as well. Yeah, I'm getting, what else could I say I'm getting? I'm getting like, what's those, it's probably more just the cinnamon, but those swirled kind of cakes, they're quite like doughy. What are they called? I'm sure they're like it's not like a Victoria, it's like something along that line. Is it a area, like a district or a region in England? I can't remember what they're called. They're like cinnamon swirls, but there's a specific name for them. Anyway, that's what I'm getting on the nose, so decipher that how you will. The palate. Yeah. Definitely like dark chocolate, high percentage cocoa chocolate bar. Maybe not like Burnville, but something a bit more upper class, if you will. Quite elegant chocolate, a little bit more expensive. Maybe like Lindt, like some sort of like high cocoa Lindt. There's more apricots. There's definitely, it's quite a consistent thing on this whiskey. A dried apricot. It is quite bitter, but I'm enjoying it. I like the bitterness because it's not overly sweet. When you see sherry, you think, yeah, maybe that's going to be kind of sickly sweet, but this is just, it's not too dark, and I think maybe the age has helped tame it a little, tame the sherry a little. So yeah, it's a bit bitter with the sherry, which I'm enjoying. There's like that Jamaica cake, but it's like oozing with rum. It's dark rum. It's just, honestly, I really enjoy this whiskey. When I first opened it, it was banging, and I thought, it can't, surely that's just, I don't know, normally the neck pour isn't that great, but this was just, there's milk chocolate in the palate as well. I'm just going to say things when they come to me, because they're there and I'll forget about them. There was something else, yeah, this is, what we got so far: apricots, rummy Jamaica cake, milk chocolate in the palate, but also, well, it started with a dark cocoa, but as it develops, it's maybe towards the finish. I know I've kind of like said both types of chocolate, but it does, as it develops, possibly approaching the finish, it does change into milk chocolate. So maybe I want to save that for the finish. Maybe I've got ahead of myself as I was talking. I could just taste it. It was like quite bold milk chocolate. What else have we got in the palate? There's a little bit of yeah, the mint's there. It's quite subtle, the mint. It's not in your face. It's not as much as I was expecting. Normally when I get the mint flavour from the Glenfarclas, it's not like mental dominant, but it's quite specific, and it just reminds me of Glenfarclas for some reason. It's like a very specific Glenfarclas mint, as if they would grow their own mint on their fields. This was what this would taste like. So weird. There's definitely sherry notes there. I'm not going to go into them in depth, but there's a lot of nuttiness, kind of walnuts, hazelnuts to go along with it, the dark cocoa, the dark chocolate. It's really what you want from a quality sherry whiskey, and you can tell that it's old as well. It's got a little bit of that bitterness, a little bit of that tannins, a little bit of the oak there. Yeah, I really like it, as you can tell. It's just rich, but not. It's what I'm aiming more for. In sherry, I like my sherry to be balanced. Sometimes I do like it sweet. I suppose it depends what mood you're in, but I don't like it being overly sweet, and I think this just hits where I want my sherry level to be at, if that makes sense. The finish, so yeah, those milk chocolate buttons in the finish. There's a lot of creaminess in the finish as well. It's like dairy milk. I want to say dairy milk chocolate or chocolate buttons, because dairy milk's got a high milk content. I don't know what about, pardon me, I don't know about other chocolate. It probably has high milk content, but for some reason there's some sort of feeling you get with dairy milk. There's a bit of a voluptuous element to it. It's like really creamy, really chocolatey, milk chocolatey, and it leaves it's maybe the cocoa butter in it or something. There's some sort of agent or ingredient that coats the mouth and gives you a film through the mouth with the Cadbury's dairy milk buttons. It's probably not good for you, but that's what I'm getting. It's like you've just had a bunch of those chocolate buttons and it's just coating your mouth, and you're just left with that chocolatey, little bit of sweetness in your mouth. What else in the finish? The finish is actually like quite fleeting, surprisingly. It's not exaggerated in any way. It's just, is it medium? I would even go to say it's short to medium. The best bits about this whiskey are definitely the nose and the palate's just lovely. The palate's just, there's a bit of wood that just comes in that just, it suggests that it's older. That's what I'm getting at. It's just a little suggestion to say, yeah, I've been in a cask for 21 years. I don't know how many casks this has been in, or if it's been, I don't think it's single cask, but you can tell that it's got that age about it. Anything else in the finish? Because I think all I've really said is like chocolate. I think that's, like I said, I think the finish is quite fleeting. There's maybe, no, I'm just going to stick with the milk chocolate. I don't want to over exaggerate the finish because it isn't that long. So we'll get down to the rating, and if you're new here, how I rate my whiskies on 3 factors. Would I buy it again? Do I think it's worth it? And would I recommend it? If we get 2 out of 3, it's a whiskey win. If we get 1 out of 3, it's a whiskey bin. So I'm going to rate it on the auction price because that's all I know. I've not been able to find how much this is online. I probably could have asked the distillery or asked Callum or asked someone, and they probably would have told me, but I didn't think about that in hindsight. So at £90, I think this is totally worth it. I think it's definitely worth it. I would pay a max 115, maybe 130. Knowing now like what the kind of quality is and how much I'm enjoying it, 130 would be hard pushed by, but 115 I'd probably say like, okay, that's worth it. It's a quality Speyside whiskey done in evidently quality cask, and it's just hitting the mark for me. So I think it's worth it at £90, and I would even say it's worth it at 115. Would I buy it again? I want to explore more Glenfarclas, and I want to explore other whiskies, obviously. Would I buy this again? I think I would. I think I would. I'm going to keep an eye on the auction, maybe see what it comes at. I don't always like buying whiskies I've had before because I like exploring stuff, and it's better with reviewing, give me more content for reviewing. But this is just like, this is a good, how would I describe it? It's a whiskey to have on your shelf that isn't necessarily a day-to-day whiskey, but it's an easy, it comes in a cardboard box. I've long binned that because it's easier on the shelf, but it comes in a decent presentation, nothing too fancy, but it still looks nice. It's still a well-aged Glenfarclas Speyside, so it's a good whiskey to show off, if you will, but also to drink. It's one that you could maybe, people who are maybe new to whiskey or novices, or even people who have been in whiskey for a bit, they might see you drinking this, or if you have them round, you're drinking this and say like, oh, they must really like me. That's a 21-year-old Glenfarclas, that must have cost quite a bit. I can't believe they've got that opened, or I can't believe they're drinking it, whatever. I'm just trying to paint a picture, but this is how it's hard to describe. It's one that kind of alludes to a little bit of elegance, a little bit of prestige, but it's a drinker, easy drinker that you can drink and you won't feel bad because £90, it shouldn't hurt your wallet. Or maybe not shouldn't, that's a bit assumptuous. Like, it's not hurt my wallet, £90, 115 even. And it's one that I would like to have in my collection over and over, to say to people like, oh, have this, if it was like a certain occasion. I don't know, I've went down a tangent and probably sound like an absolute donkey. But anyway, I think I would buy it again. If I was struggling for buying Glenfarclas and wasn't sure what to buy, and I wanted this, more Glenfarclas, I would probably buy this because it's a solid Glenfarclas. So would I recommend it? 100%. Definitely recommend it. I think it's amazing. I'm going to not ramble on anymore. It's 3 out of 3. It's a whiskey win. So yeah, thanks for watching. I've been Stuart. This has been Whisky Whims. I'll see you later.